entertainmentbuddha.com.
Hey now gamers looking for an amazing game to play in 2017. This is Matt Haywood here from entertainmentbuddha.com to review what has become my favorite game of the year so far, if not one of my favorite gaming experiences in the past 5+ years. This game is What Remains of Edith Finch. Spoilers shouldn't be present, but considering the game is almost all narrative instead of being heavy on gameplay, brief explanations of some of the game's events will be touched on, but you should be safe from any major plot spoilers moving forward. Giant Sparrow's What Remains of Edith Finch is easily one of the most magical gaming experiences I've ever had the pleasure to consume. It is unique in every way, and while it's more of an experience than traditional game, that isn't an excuse to scoff at it. Trust me, like you, I wanted to call bullshit on this game after seeing the mainstream gaming press fawn over it as if it were the second coming of Christ. But after playing through its narrative, I must admit I was an ass for ever thinking that way. This game is a thing of beauty in every way. Everything about its design, from the music and graphics to its characters and their stories, will make you fall in love with it regardless of how calloused your heart and mind have become. Every human being, regardless of gender, race, and background, will be made to feel something while playing What Remains of Edith Finch. At its core, its message is all about life and death, and how every person and their families must deal with it in one way or another. You and your emotions get treated to a roller coaster ride of ups and downs, plus plenty of soul-shivering scares throughout the game's 1.5 to 2 hour narrative experience. You play as Edith, who let's just say comes from a very peculiar and eclectic group of people, who happens to have extremely bad luck or possibly something very otherworldly about the family's past. It's up to you as a player to decide if Edith's family is just not meant to thrive, or if they have dabbled in something they shouldn't have, as you play through completely unique gameplay segments as Edith reads stories about her dead family members. Each one of these anecdotes are played out differently, so no two stories are the same. This applies to the gameplay light segments of each tale as well, as the overall look and feel alters between each gameplay segment. You'll play as a little girl who transforms into various beasts and a monster, as well as a boy who flies a kite at his dad's second wedding during a hellacious storm, or as a fish factory worker slicing heads off of dead fish while daydreaming about being a god in his own video game. There are plenty more of these scenarios, again all unique, so the discovery of each new story and the tale they had to tell about death of one of Edith's relatives felt fresh each time. The tactic of making each little gameplay segment different from the next also helps to keep you wanting to learn more. So while the core gameplay of Edith Finch could be described simply as a walking simulator, each tale from the Finch family tree offered up new and very creative ways to work through the game's highly engaging narrative. I also found more than a few of these segments to be overly frightening, as in they'll give you the chills that you feel rumbling up from the core of your person. I'm talking horror game style fear, but without jump scares, murder, demons, or other tricks to keep you on the edge of your seat. The strangeness of the game itself and the peculiar family that you learn about are all you need to be creeped out of your skin, which is just another testament to this game's brilliant ability to suck you into its narrative to the point where you care deeply for Edith and what she and her family have gone through for hundreds of years. There is legitimately nothing wrong with What Remains of Edith Finch. Now, if you're someone that only gets interested in the latest shooter or third-person action game, then you may think you can spot issues for this game from a mile away, but I can assure you it's as perfect at telling a story in video game form that I've ever come across. It doesn't need guns, blood, and guts to make your emotions ebb and flow between points of sadness and depression to those that provide a sense of hope and growth. The wildly unique interactions you have with each Finch member's story are all you need to get hooked to What Remains of Edith Finch has to offer, which is quite simply a masterful presentation of a troubled family who may or may not have been cursed by otherworldly powers. It's just freaking beautiful, damn it, and has easily become my top choice of 2017's Game of the Year. Looking at future titles to come this year, I don't see it getting knocked from that mantle either. It easily deserves a perfect 100 out of 100 review score, and I implore you to give it a go. It's only $20, and for that you'll be treated to 2 of the most memorable hours of gaming in your life, as well as a touching narrative on family, love, and ultimately loss. Thanks for watching. Matt Haywood here for EntertainmentBuddha.com, where we strive to make you all better geeks one post at a time.